So, over the past week, the Biden administration has tried to create a panic in the United States in order to distract all of us from Biden's dumbass move on destroying the Nord Stream pipeline, which could push us into an energy Armageddon, the likes of which we've never seen before. And by the way, there is growing evidence that we are heading for absolute calamity of historic proportions in the West and Western governments that would far surpass that energy crisis that Europe experienced back in 2014. Back then, when natural gas prices skyrocketed, blackouts occurred all over Europe, and back then, no pipeline was destroyed. This is way worse now. But you could just ask the people of Bulgaria what 2014 and their energy crisis was like. The answer for them? People froze to death because they didn't have natural gas to heat their homes. Ask the people of Slovakia what 2014 was like. They declared a state of emergency in that country.
This is a map of Europe, the sixth largest continent on the planet. In reality, Europe is a sizable peninsula of the huge Eurasian landmass. By custom, it is divided from Asia by the Caucasus and the Caspian Sea in the southeast, and the Black Sea, the Bosporus, the Sea of Marmara, and the Dardanelles in the south. In the east, it is divided from Asia by the Urals and the Ural River. It is separated from Africa by the Mediterranean Sea and the Strait of Gibraltar. Europe is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, which connects to the North Sea and the Baltic Sea, and the Arctic Ocean in its north and west respectively. However, rivers are drying up all over this continent. The terrible drought that has been affecting Europe has exposed riverbeds and dried out farmland. In addition to harming farmers, dried up rivers have also damaged the energy industry, hydropower generation, other power stations, cooling systems, and river transportation. The canals are bare, reservoirs are now nothing but dust. Additionally, the droughts have brought to light old warnings from Europe that we should heed. But why are the rivers in Europe drying up? Does this portend future events? Are drying rivers a warning of Europe's tomorrow?
Now, Brazilian President Lula da Silva visited southeastern Brazil, where torrential rains and subsequent floods and landslides have killed 40 people so far. With the numbers expected to rise further, 36 people remain missing. More than 600 millimeters of rainfall pounded the coast of Brazil, the highest cumulative daily figure ever in Brazil. The deluge happened during Brazil's carnival holiday period when thousands flocked to the beaches. São Sebastião was the epicenter of the flooding, but heavy rainfall also affected nearby towns such as the Ilhabela and Ubatuba.
É uma coisa sem explicação, é muito rápido, ou você corre ou você morre, e não dá para carregar nada, né? Só a sua vida, então que é o principal, né?
According to authorities, 1,700 people have been evacuated and 766 people have lost their homes. Authorities have begun to transport survivors and bodies of the victims to a military base in São Sebastião.
A familiar feeling. The ground shaking, the instant fear, the rush to safety. Reports of more deaths began to trickle in, just weeks after the area was devastated by an historic earthquake.
Same fear, same feeling of unease. We can't enter inside. If we do, we can't stay.
Yet more buildings have collapsed. That means more rescue operations to save people trapped in the rubble. Officials warn people to leave any potentially dangerous buildings. So instead, they once again gathered around ruins. This latest earthquake was felt across the region, including Syria. The country was already torn apart by a civil war. Its hospitals are overwhelmed. Officials have recorded more than 6,000 aftershocks since the first deadly earthquake hit weeks ago. This latest episode is a reminder that the danger is not over yet.